Hey guys, this is Bert here again from the Business Trend Zone, and today we're discussing Healthy Commission System by Rob and Jerry, which is an upcoming launch. And specifically today we'll be addressing the three-step psychological traffic secret that they use with their Facebook ads, and how absolutely anyone can drive huge amounts of profitable traffic for dirt cheap in three simple steps, and how you can compete against even the biggest competition if you have a tiny budget. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay guys, so the amazing, powerful psychological trick that Rob and Gary use in their Healthy Commission system is called the Law of Incongruity, and it allows them to get incredibly cheap Facebook ad clicks and an amazing click-through rate. And this law of incongruity has three parts to it, so let's watch this quick video by Rob and Gary to describe to you exactly what the law of incongruity is.
Hi, welcome back. Today we have something very special and very exciting for you. Today we're going to dig into a secret psychological trick that Gary developed a few years back that all of his students have been using to make millions and millions of dollars online. It's the same trick they've been using in lockdown, students that started having $1,000 per day breakthroughs and more. And what's even crazier is I just got a message back from ClickBank earlier today, and they confirmed that for the last 3 years, students from our course have generated $17.9 million, $21.8 million, and $38.7 million respectively. That's new students who use the same 5-step method. So what we're going to do today, Gary's going to dig into this secret psychological trick. He's going to show you exactly how it works. So we're going to jump over to the computer in just a moment. But before we do, if you haven't had a chance yet, scroll down and download the ebook that spells out the whole system. So scroll down, download that ebook if you haven't. But now let's hop on over to the computer.
All right, so here we are at our computers, and we're jumping into this powerful psychological traffic secret that Gary coined, discovered. He calls the Law of Incongruity. And this is how our students are able to get massive amounts of cheap traffic in the most competitive and the most profitable niche out there. So before we jump into the psychological secret, though, that allows you to do this, first we have to cover some paid traffic fundamentals, okay? And we're talking dirt cheap clicks here and how to get lots of them. So fundamental number one is, a lot of people don't understand this. Facebook does not charge you by the click. They actually charge you by the impression on your ads. And this is a metric called CPM. CPM is short for cost per 1,000 impressions. So they got billions of people on their site. They want to make as much money as possible for every time that somebody sees an ad, right? So every time a set of eyeballs sees a page, they want to be making money on that impression. So as an example, $20 CPM, if that's what you're paying, that means they will charge you $20 for 1,000 impressions on your ad. And if you only get 50 impressions, they'll charge you a percentage of that, but it'll be based on that CPM cost. All right. This is all going to make sense as we go. If this is confusing, don't worry. It's going to get clearer as we go through these fundamentals. So that's fundamental number one. They charge you by the views, by the impressions. Fundamental number two is that your cost per click, the thing that we're trying to get as cheap as possible, is determined by how many clicks you actually get on your ad. So if you're paying $20 for 1,000 impressions, and out of those 1,000 impressions, you get 20 clicks on your ad, that means that your cost per click is going to be $1 per click, because you pay $20, you get 20 clicks, it's $1 per click, right? Simple enough. But now we have to jump into fundamental three to really understand how this works. So the higher that your click-through rate is on your ad, which is CTR, click-through rate, the cheaper your clicks are going to be. And there can be a broad range of costs depending on how high your click-through rate is. So as an example, if your ad is getting a 1% click-through rate, CTR, that means 10 clicks out of 1,000 impressions. Then that $20 you spend for 20 impressions divided by 10 clicks, you're paying $2 per click. All right, so that's not great, right? That's because you get a low CTR. If you're getting a 10% CTR, we're getting a much higher CTR, click-through rate. That equals 100 clicks out of 1,000 impressions, right? So you do the math, 20 bucks that you're spending, you divide it by 100 clicks, now you're paying 20 cents per click. So in other words, the higher that your click-through rate is on your ads, the cheaper your clicks are going to be. And so we want the highest click-through rate possible so that we could get dirt cheap clicks. And we luckily have a very special way that Gary's discovered to get huge click-through rates, much higher than any of the competition out there can get, which means we get much cheaper cost per click. So let's jump into it and let's talk about the law of incongruity. This is a powerful psychological secret that allows you to get massively higher click-through rates on your ads and therefore allows you to get massively cheaper cost per click. This is the #1 key to how our students have been able to make over $57 million with this system, thousands of dollars per day, and transform their lives, even in lockdown. So Gary's going to go through the law of incongruity and show you, to explain to you how it works. So Gary, take it away.
All right, so it is important to understand, probably the average click-through ratio across all of Facebook is like 0.5% click-through ratio. That's just what people are used to. And with the psychological tricks that I employ into my ads, I'm able to get 10% to 20% click-through ratios consistently, and I've done that for years. So that's very significant difference. I mean, you can look at it 10, 20, 30, 40 times what is average out there, and that's why I'm able to have such success. But the question is, how do you teach somebody to do that? I sort of had an instinctive knack for it, creating images and ad copy that converted really well. But it wasn't until I started trying to teach other people how to do it that I was able to break it down and turn it into a science that other people could understand. So it's, how do I get what's in my mind here onto paper or into words that I can communicate and articulate to other people so that they can absorb this concept. And that's where the law of incongruity came out of me, okay? and it started going into other people's. Right now, all of my students use the law of incongruity, or these sets of psychological principles that they put into their ads that get these crazy click-through ratios. The law of incongruity as a whole, as a concept, is that as humans, from the time that you're born, you're a child, and you grow up, you're a teenager, you're an adult, you have a set of beliefs that you operate from. You believe all sorts of things. You've been taught all sorts of things. And I'll give you an example, okay? You probably have a catalog in your mind of all the things that you believe, all of the animals, for example. Look on the screen here. On the side of your screen, you see what appears to be a big squid, right, on the beach. Now, does this squid fit within your belief system of what a squid looks like? Have you ever seen a squid that's the size of a school bus that had 30 people surrounding it on the beach? And more than likely, you've never seen anything like that, and your subconscious mind is sort of rapid fire. It's in chaos. It's thinking subconsciously now. Right now, you might not have even really think about it too much, but subconsciously, your mind is thinking, whoa, that's incongruent with my belief system. I don't think squids really get that big. Do they? Or do they? I need to know, right? And so this is all on a subconscious level, but you're thinking, I need to resolve this incongruity. And subconsciously, you won't be able to relax when your belief systems get challenged. And so it locks you into this perpetual state of discomfort. And so your subconscious mind is just desperately wanting to resolve the incongruity. And it's not just like, a picture of a squid or like an elephant that has no trunk or some weird stuff like that. We have all sorts of images and concepts that we apply to our ad copy that cause the subconscious mind to go into the state of where we're challenging your belief system. And then we force you then to click the read more button or click through on our ad in order to resolve the incongruity. And if you don't click through, you're essentially you're suspended in a state of discomfort. And so we utilize this this broad like human tendency to get massive click-through ratios.
There's a few examples we've come up with of some elements that kind of...
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you want to find out more about the Healthy Commission system, then just click the link below this video to get to this page, and here you can click through and get your free ebook which describes Rob and Gary's whole system. And if you've ever dreamt about having your own online business, then you definitely need to check this out, because this could be the answer you've been looking for. So go click the link below the video, get the free ebook, and also register for the free training. And I'll see you guys on the other side.